So here's the thing, like Colby and I, we had a lot of fun previewing Chicago State. If you want, go back and check that out during the Horizon League conference preview. And then like 3 days after that happened, the NCAA, like the dicks they are, come in and they rule the Booley twins ineligible. Now, Colby hasn't brought this up yet on the show. He was distracted with college football shows the entire day. So, Mac, you know a lot more about this than I do. There was a little ruling, a court ruling in West Virginia today. Are the Booley twins now going to be eligible for Chicago State? Because it's not because of transfer. It's because they made money in like overtime elite. However, this ruling today, reading some of the fine print, it just said the NCAA is in no right to ban kids' athletic eligibility. So that's wide. That's a big net that they're casting here. What's your opinion?
Yeah, I would think so. Obviously they're going to go December 27th. The NCAA just doesn't have any juice or anything to stand on anymore.
Well, they're so stupid. They're so stupid because once again,
because Chicago State beat Northwestern with 7 guys today, Mac.
Yeah. What's his name? Cardette's unbelievable. He had 30.
Any judge is going to sit there and look at, or any judge, I shouldn't say any judge because there's some fucking stupid fucking judges over time, but I'm saying any judge will say, wait a second, Musa Cisse is allowed to play.
Yes. Why isn't everybody else?
Yeah, Raekwon Battle or whoever is not. Why are they so inconsistent? Just have a rule set in stone, whether we agree to it or not. But them picking and choosing their battles sets them up to lose every time in court.
Yeah.
They're all going to be eligible.
Yeah.
They're all going to be eligible. There's no way that they're not going to be if they know it's going to be bad PR, they're just going to run for the hills like they always do because they're fucking cowards. They're like, all right, we'll go bully the volleyball team down the road and try and impose our power on them. That's what they do. They're idiots.
Covering college football and looking at the bowl games, I hope there is a solution to actually limiting how many times you can transfer.
I like the idea of the rule. I think all of the transferring is a bunch of nonsense. There's a couple of clauses that you could have in there with like situations to happen at the previous.
And you just have to be fucking consistent.
Yes.
You can't just pick and choose your battles here. It's just, they're stupid. They're so stupid.
So I retweeted a tweet from Jeff Goodman. He actually did a really good job compiling just some names off the top of his head of a lot of players that, could be on the court in the next 14 days during this temporary restraining order. It's convenient that there's just no good high major teams on this list. Pretty convenient.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I'm a West Virginia guy, but we'll talk about West Virginia down the road. Their resume starts tomorrow. I know they have 5 losses, but
this is going to be madness.
Yeah, it makes the selection committee that much crazier because they lost games because they literally had 7 guys. It's the whole thing's fucked up.
Yeah,
because every team is going to be able to say this now. It's madness.
Yeah.
I mean, the downside. I've often argued that why I love college sports to pro is, I think you get a purer product of the game, but you also get the most unorganized. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, football, basketball, it doesn't matter. Anything NCAA. And in a way, the unorganization, in my opinion, also saves the sport. Now, that doesn't mean I think it should be cleaned up, but I also think that unorganization over decades and decades of being unorganized is also what's helped save the sport. I don't know.
So I mean, I don't know if you wanted to go into this more, this decision, but
there's some big names I was going to say this is going to impact.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of teams are getting impacted here. So Southern Miss came out and said they were very pissed off because they didn't know this was going to go down today. They didn't bring Andre Curbelo with them. So they were like, we would have fucking played him if we knew.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, there's a lot. There's a lot. I saw some football coaches complaining, saying, had we known this, we would have targeted different they've already paid money to bring in transfers.
Yeah, and I'm going to find some quotes on
fucked
this
up process, man. Like,
yeah.
it's like, oh, if we knew we could cheat
Yeah.
this way, we would cheat it harder.
It's like basically having the NFL free agency and like having, we didn't know Patrick Mahomes would be on the market. So we gave a bunch of money to fucking Teddy Bridgewater. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
So I retweeted these also from Jeff Goodman. He did a pretty good job at reporting all of us today. So this is one tweet. Bunch of coaches frustrated that they passed on 2-time transfers because the NCAA made it clear to them in compliance that these players would not be eligible this season. The quote is, "It's bullshit. We had a chance to go over and get those guys, but we didn't because the info that was given to us by the NCAA." And then he adds, "One athletic director also told me, as usual, those of us who did the right thing are being punished and the assholes are being rewarded. This was all made so clear a year ago. It's a disgrace that these coaches just went forward and are now benefiting from it."
I mean, he's got a fair point. They got a fair point.
Very fair point.
Yeah. I don't know how you correct that. It's just welcome to college sports.
Don't let Musa Cisse fucking eligible.
Yeah,
as soon as that happened, I'm like, nope, it's over. That's it.
Here's what you do. And it takes, you can't bend the rules. You have to say, hey, guess what? For college basketball's sake, not college football. Let's say college basketball. Hey, guess what? After this so-and-so date, let's say August 1st, everyone will only be able to transfer one time without sitting out a year. I don't care if your fucking mom's sick. I don't care if you want to live closer to the fucking beach. Just say it. If you got to be a dick, you got to be a dick. That's just the rules. But bouncing around, it has you looking like the worst. Like, what are we doing here? You know what I mean? Like, I understand all the coaches being frustrated, just like, if I'm a fan base, I'm frustrated. If you're a fucking fan of Southern Miss or whoever, you're sitting there just saying, what the fuck, man? We were talking about it in the chat. Georgetown fans. Clark's in there. He's a Georgetown fan. They knew they would have targeted different guys. So it sucks for the fans too. Just have something set in stone and stick to it. Even if it makes you a dick, stick to it. So at least people will say, well, yeah, they're assholes, but at least they're consistent assholes. So this isn't fucking rocket science.
TVDBJ in the chat, he goes, college isn't even amateur anymore. It's basically turning into a pro league, essentially. Did you see the midseason acquisition by Memphis of Naquan Tomlin? Fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
So they lose Jordan Brown, who just quit the team or whatever. I don't even know what the situation is with him. And all of a sudden they upgraded with a high major center from another power program that went to the Elite Eight last year. Oh, hey, come over here. Join us. We have a hole.
Looks good for my Memphis future.
Michigan State would have loved Naquan Tomlin, too.
What's it called? The semester break is now the trade deadline.
That's
what it's turned into. Total shit.
It does suck, man. I'll tell you, I was just doing the football one and like the bowl games. You're just like, what the fuck is happening here? Every player's in the fucking portal.
Real quick, I know this is a college basketball show. Did I see Malik Murphy transfer?
Yeah.
So Quinn Ewers goes down. Does that mean Archie Manning's quarterback?
It does. That does. We got a little legendary story here.
I'm in amazement that we're at that point where you're gonna leave your team when you're 2 wins away from the national championship and you're 1 hit away from playing. That's amazing to me.
Alabama lost some players. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, dude,
what are we doing? Why is the transfer portal open right now?
That's what I'm saying. They got to fix that. Put that shit on I understand the student semester is different, but I'm saying the students aren't getting paid $200,000 to fucking catch a ball. You know what I mean? Open that shit on January 10th, wherever. Just spitballing here. It's insane. It's fucking insane.
Madness.
Anyway, let's recap more because you're gonna
to put a bow on it. Just there's a lot of key players that are now going to be able to be active over the next 2 weeks. If you're betting on these games, make sure don't be caught off guard.
Yeah. Chad says, how do you even bet on a bowl game? Check out the College Football Experience pod because I actually think there are a couple ones worth betting on. There's a couple other games that are definitely not worth watching. All right.